do up his eyebrows.
Yeah, I bet you Ruben would actually probably look good.
I don't think Ruben would look bad.
He would look more swarthy.
Yeah.
Lord knows that's what we need to fix him. Swarthiness. That's always helped. That's fine. I myself am I was gonna say I'm relatively hairy. I don't think that's actually that true. But like my mom is not super duper hairy, and like because she's Mexican and like half Native American practically, quarter. So she like can pluck her leg hairs, but meanwhile she married my dad, an Irish gorilla, and so I'm like right in the halfway point. I don't know why you all need to know the status of my body hair, but I felt like
I'm into it.
Yeah,
share your truth.
Be right back.
I am averagely hairy, and I'm no longer afraid to hide.
You walked Clay and John.
No.
I'm here with you. Shush.
On my own.
This isn't for them. This is for me. Speak your truth.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
I'm back.
Thank you, John. How are all of you doing so far? I mean, we'll talk more, I guess, when the show starts. But is everybody having a good time?
I'm good.
I wasn't fucking asking you, Austin.
You said, "How are you all?" I'm in here, bitch.
That's not nice to say to a woman.
Oh my god, you're not a woman to me. You're like my sister.
That's still a woman.
But not to me.
I apologize.
God. I showed you my family's Christmas tree. You owe me.
That's
big yikes.
So you're allowed to say, because you showed me your family's Christmas tree, you're allowed to say the word bitch at me?
Yes.
Ally card fucking.
I feel like I've said this a lot to you.
Whatever.
If you say it in a fun, cute tone, it's not as aggressive. If you're like, bitch, like that's like, fun.
I don't think I've ever said it like that.
You didn't say it like that, which means that your ally card is on pause.
No,
it's frozen for 24 hours.
I've only ever said it in an accusatory, aggressive way.
Yeah, that again, why your ally card is frozen for 24 hours. It's non-redeemable.
That's fine. If it's gone, my dad will talk to me. He'll like me again.
That's fair. Yeah, Austin's family has the most insane, truly the most unhinged Christmas tree.
It's
up this year.
American flag themed with my brother's dog tags on it. He's alive.
He is alive.
It's not even like we're like, rest in peace, Jay. It's, dude, okay,
Yeah, could you show up?
It's so wild.
I'm into it. I'm from the Midwest. This is
okay. Yeah, so your family. Well, there's one specific difference between our families, though.
I would like to see. We all want to see.
Okay, let's see. Adriana, can you let me screen share?
Yeah, I actually have to make you co-host. So.
Oh, okay, yeah, thank you.
There we go. Yeah, I want to make
my stepmom's Facebook. I'm gonna dox her right now. So.
It is pretty next level, folks.
It's so wild.
I'm gonna go ahead and put it to the. There we go. So now the YouTube stream can see it too.
Oh, no.
This is it.
Happy Christmas, America.
Take a guess. Where politically they fall.
I'm shocked none of the ornaments are shaped like grenades.
Honestly, though, I wouldn't be surprised. It could go either way. They could be like regular conservatives, or they could be weird liberals.
That's a good point. There's a very thin blue line between them now.
They could for sure be Biden freaks.
It's
they absolutely could.
Ornaments that are shaped like butt plugs.
They look like that, right? I mean, that's not what I was dwelling on, but they definitely do. No, they're like Reagan conservative. Actually, they're like hardcore Trump people now.
Really?
Yeah, they're like super stop the steal folks, and I'm like, oh.
Tell them what you said. How the theme of the Christmas tree.
Oh,
you said the chat. You said it was stop the steal, save the children themed.
Oh yeah. My dad, whenever I talk to my dad, he's always like hinting at like QAnon stuff, and I'm like, let's just not get real, dude.
Please, Papa.
Like, look, I also would love for Pizzagate to be real, but for different reasons. Like the only thing me and my dad have in common is that I'm like, yeah, Nancy Pelosi sucks. Like, that's it though, dude. Like, this is
It's just so tall and skinny.
it rocks, dude. It's a lot.
I think you raise a very important point here, Alissa, which is that not only is it like this demented themed like Christmas tree, but it's like if a needle was turned into a plant, just like
so small.
just still small, just this a fucking dart of a tree that
If
is
you
also
fell on it,
locked. It's
you'd be impaled.
yeah, they used to use those knights would use those for jousting, those kinds of Christmas trees.
Oh yeah.
This is a fun thing that you guys can laugh at because he is okay. My dad had COVID back in like May, really bad, like hospital, everything. And he got better and all that. Very lucky. That's cool, I guess. And then Trump got COVID. And my dad thought that was really cool because now they have something else in common.
What's the else?
Hating minorities, I guess. I don't know. It was a very wild conversation for him to be like, this is so awesome. Like, we just have another thing we connect on. And I was like,
wait, so that means you and your dad have another thing that you connected on, which is that you thought it was awesome that
we both did think that was awesome. yeah. I was
Just
like,
for
damn,
different
you're right,
reasons.
dude, you're right. I really want to get him a Goodfellas pizza, rest in peace, Herman Cain shirt. I think that would be cool.
I would love every moment of that. Do this gift.
Rest in power, Herman Cain. Like,
And I think he
Not
would
rest
wear
in
it.
power.
Like that's the best part is he would probably.
oh, my dad
wear it.
absolutely would wear it.
Yeah.
Like,
That would rule.
he's at least like a good sport, I guess.
Hey, he'd be one Republican actually acknowledging Herman Cain. So
That's
Yeah.
true. That's true.
Being like, are you sure you don't mean Ben Carson? I think you mean Ben Carson.
God, Herman Cain was my favorite because he quoted Mewtwo in a speech, and I thought that was the closest I've ever come to voting for a Republican.
Wasn't that on accident or was that on purpose?
No, he quoted him correctly, and he said this was said by Mewtwo. It was awesome. Like, it was so fun, and the quote is good.
The
Like,
quote is good.
they had to throw away the Mew quote, who I don't think could talk, who's just like mew mew mew.
yeah, I
Yeah.
wish he
Mew,
had
mew.
followed up with
response.
that one. He was like, and when Pikachu's tears brought Ash back after he had been turned to stone, like, much like we will bring our nation back. God.
To life.
All the time.
That rocked. We live actually in the best time. Because
I mean,
I
it
got
beats
to
the
see
shit
it.
out of Pokemon Go to the polls.
It was, yeah. It was,
No, Pokemon Go to the. I actually genuinely love Pokemon Go to the polls. It very much in that like irony, kind of like opposite bell curve, just like
Ah.
of just it is like absolutely the most ridiculous thing possible. And I don't like Hillary Clinton, so bummer that there's the association with that.
Mhm.
But on the other hand, like Pokemon Go to the polls is just it's very endearing to me. I also love Pokemon Go even though I don't play anymore. So
In the normal world, it would have been a really fun, like.
I love that she was like, I know what I'll say.
this'll get the kids going.
This was so serious.
The max amount of corniness I was able to take was when that bird landed on Bernie Sanders' podium, and he just went like, just like Jewish grandpa. Like, even this little bird knows that this is a problem.
That's a pretty good Bernie Sanders.
That's
Oh,
what
thank you. Any Jew is capable of doing a Bernie Sanders impression.
There we go.
Yeah, but I feel like especially you, Clay.
He is literally my grandpa. I grew up being yelled at by Bernie Sanders because I lapped up matzo ball soup like a dog.
That's fantastic. On that note, are you guys ready to get going? You guys ready to start this thing? Fucking rock and roll, boys. Okay, fantastic. Oh, my name is Adriana McCain, and I'm pretty sure I killed my beta fish. Welcome to Okay So Live.
No.
Oh, yes. Yes. Don't cry for me, Argentina. We've got a great show for you all today. Thank you so much for joining in. We were gone last week because it was Thanksgiving and I had to work. So it goes. But we're back this week and we've got a fantastic lineup for you. Before we do that, though, we got to go ahead and we got to take a look at what's going on in the news. So let's fucking rumble. All right. It's loading. No, I hit share. God damn it. Google makes this impossible. It makes share the highlighted button for you to click on. Like, I don't need people to see my private docs. Whatever. Anyway.
Getting doxxed.
I'm getting doxxed by the Google Docs. The Cheesecake Factory has paid out $125,000 in fines after misleading investors about how well they were doing, much like how I mislead my waitress when I am at the Cheesecake Factory. Oh yeah, no, I know you haven't been to my table in an hour, and all that there's left to snack on is ice cubes and that weird brown bread, but trust me, we're doing fine. We're great here. We're doing great. Oh, yeah, there's the bread. You know the one. In an unprecedented move, Warner Brothers has announced their entire 2021 slate of movies will premiere on HBO Max the day they are released in theaters. Now, I don't want to point fingers here, but I think I know who's behind this. We're going to take over. Same thing we do every day. Take over the movie theaters. The House of Representatives has passed a bill banning the private ownership of large cats like lions or tigers. And just goes to show how much Congress actually is connected to the American people. We stopped giving a shit about that in March, guys.
God, remember when that was like the thing to talk about and the world made more sense?
A better time, honestly. We were drinking every day. Not a care in the world. We thought this was going to be over by April. Ugh. We were children. The 2021 Oscars will not take place virtually, but rather live and in person this April. Oh, so you've got this show that nobody actually wants to watch, that you're used to doing live, but you don't want to do it over Zoom? Wow, I wonder what that's like. I do admit, though, that the idea of being, like, forced to watch Sonic the Hedgehog beat out Tenet in, like, sound design mixing, only to catch the Rona from Ben Affleck is actually kind of awesome, so I think I might support this after all.
I would die to watch Sonic the Hedgehog win an Oscar. It deserves it.
That you heard it here first. That's the one in the running. Netflix's Black Mirror will come out with an end-of-the-year special centered around the events of 2020, because clearly we have not suffered enough. The House has voted to decriminalize cannabis on a federal level, though not if the ultimate high school principal has anything to say about it. Elliot Page, the star of Juno and the Umbrella Academy, came out as trans at the beginning of December. So hark the herald angels sing, glory to the new short king. Yay! No transphobic jokes here, guys. They are strictly forbidden.
That was a fun joke. That was very positive and cool.
Yeah, no, we support people coming out as trans on this here show, and you should too. Be nice to everybody. That's really all I gotta say about that. Ugh, fuck. Okay, guys, as you may be able to tell, Ruben isn't here, so this is gonna rock.
Yeah, this is the best one yet.
This is the best one yet. No, joining me today to act as techie / blocker of people getting too rowdy in the chat, / Andy Richter without the reply guyism is Austin Blaylock. Austin, how are you doing?
I'm doing well.
That's cool.
Thank you for having me here today.
You're usually always here, so I figured I'd toss you a bone.
Thanks. Ruben actually asked me, not you, but thank you.
That's fine. Just pretend. Can you please, for fucking once, pretend that I have power over my own comedy program?
Maybe you could have said no.
That's true. I could have said, like, no, fuck the fact that you had dental surgery. You're still on, Ruben.
I forgot he did.
Yeah, Ruben had dental surgery.
All of his teeth are gone.
Yeah.
Oh God.
Tommy Pickles looking ass now.
Yeah, no, it was cosmetic. He thought it'd be fun.
Yeah. He's just really wanted to, like, gum his way through, Thanksgiving dinner. And he got that wish. Let's not fucking dilly-dally, shall we? We've got a lot of great people on the set list today, and we're going to go right on to our first guest. Please give it up for John. John, I did not ask how to pronounce your last name. Is it Alcabes?
Alcabes.
Alcabes. Give it up for John Alcabes.
Woo!
What's up? How you guys doing? You guys wear masks? You think masks are real?
Yeah.
What kind of masks do you guys have? Do you guys have the kind of masks that are clothing, or the kind of masks that are garbage? Because I feel like there's a very clear line there. I've seen people in like Louis Vuitton masks and been wearing a used Kleenex and 2 rubber bands on my face.
Oh.
I think it looks good. I don't know. It's just proof to me that if they started marketing like just like paper shirts, like how they have at the doctor's office, if that just became more of a thing, I'd probably go for it. Probably wear some of those. Did you guys watch the election?
Uh-huh.
You guys see that shit? Do you guys see how in Michigan they were outside of the courthouse or whatever chanting "Stop the count"?
Mhm.
They wanted them to stop counting votes. That's not the right strategy. If they really wanted them to stop counting votes, they would have been chanting like 26, 119. You know what I mean? If they just did it that way, like we would be seeing 4 more years of Trump, but they fucked it up. And honestly, good. I'm glad. I'm brave stance. I don't know. It's cool that Trump lost and that Biden won, I guess. I'm a Democrat, you know? I'm a Democrat in the same way that I'm a Safeway Rewards member. It's not like a huge part of my identity, but it's useful for certain things. You know, I don't know. I was, we're all in this Zoom together. I'm guessing you're a bunch of freaking Bernie bros like me. I was frustrated with how the primary went down because it was frustrating that it came down to a like lucid socialist versus kind of a senile centrist, just because all I want in this world is to vote for a senile socialist. Like, wouldn't that be good? Like if Joe Biden, because he rules, he's great, he's fun to watch, and wouldn't it be cool if we just, and that's what I want like that should be our goal, is for these like democratic socialist policies to be popular enough that somebody can just kind of get up behind a podium and just free associate and have that win. And I think that would be great, some debate. They ask him a question about Medicare. He's like, Medicare, yeah, I think, I remember I've been a doctor, going one of those MRI machines, slide on in there, goes beep, kind of looks like that thing at the bowling alley, brings your ball back to you, those things. I was there, I was there when they first came out. Those things, they sure are useful, but you reach in there, you got some hot dog, some mustard on your hand, some nacho cheese, they kick you right out of the bowling alley. So I don't believe in that. I believe in second chances, which is why I'm proposing this jobs program for former inmates. That's who I want. Anyway, the beginning of the pandemic, I was living with my parents, and at one point during that time, I got a notification from the Tinder app. And it wasn't like a match or a message or anything like that. It was just, if you're on, you're familiar. It was one of those messages they send you where they're just like, hello, we are Tinder. So, you know, did we get your hopes up and then disappoint you? Well, there's plenty more where that came from. Get on in here, you know? But it was the very beginning of the pandemic. I didn't know, you know, didn't know how everything spread, what the rules were, and I was living with my parents. So my first thought when I got the Tinder notification, I was like, oh no, if I have casual sex right now, my parents will die. And then my next thought was like, oh, now I know what it's like to be Catholic. Cool. Good to know. Because I'm Jewish, you know, so that's not my internal monologue. My internal monologue is just your parents will die, you know. There's no qualifiers. They just will die, and that's that. I'll rip a t-shirt about it. Isn't that what we do? That's what Jews do when we mourn. We get we rip our shirt like the Hulk. It's very, very cool. It's a little bit toxic masculinity, but I think it's hot also. Are you guys Jewish? Is everyone here Jewish? I don't know. Do you guys think Jews are white? That sound off in the chat. Because I've thought about it a lot, and the conclusion I've come to is that I think the white ones are. Pretty sure the white ones are. And here's how I know, okay, is anyone who does not think Jews are white has never seen a synagogue in Palo Alto, California try to stay on rhythm? Just watch congregation Bethon clap together. No, there's certainly, you know, there's all sorts of Jews. There's Arab Jews, there's Ethiopian Jews, but the ones at Betham, no. Those ones are white. But like I get the confusion kind of, because like white supremacists still don't like us, you know. We're white now, but they don't like that we're white. And they have weird feelings about it. Like in Charlottesville, they were in the streets chanting "Jews will not replace us," which I didn't know how to take that, because it's technically true. It's like, yeah, we're not going to replace you guys. I think we're just kind of on like two different journeys, you know. I think we're really just doing our own thing, you know. You guys vandalize synagogues, we study the Torah. Not a lot of crossover. I've never vandalized a synagogue, unless you count the time I drew a dick on the desk at Hebrew school. But I don't believe that counts, because it's about intent, and my intent was to be hilarious. Mission accomplished, you know. I don't know. Are you guys Jewish? I already asked that. Some of you are. I'll just do some more Jewish stuff because you're Jew. Hello, Alexa. Hi. Were you sent on like a weird, fun propaganda Israel trip?
Oh my goodness, my favorite one.
Yeah, which one? Birthright?
Of course. One? What else do you do? What other propaganda?
Well, I went on like a one in high school, a different one.
Did you do Nativ?
What?
Did you do March of the Living or Nativ?
No, I did EIE. We don't have to get into details. It's for the rest of you, the way it works is they Sheldon Adelson and like the worst people in the world fund these trips where they send like young hormonal Jewish teenagers to Israel and kind of just turn a blind eye while they drink and have sex with each other, and then they associate those memories with Israel for the rest of their lives. And I guess what I'm sort of getting at here is that I did not fuck on that trip. I didn't, and I do often wonder if it affects my politics. You know what I mean? I'm leaning more towards yes. I don't know. Because I had friends from that trip that had like, you know, they had. I was fine, but I had friends from that trip that had such a meaningful experience that they like went and joined the Israeli Defense Force afterwards. Which that blew my mind when I found that out, because I have just never been on a vacation that fun, you know. Like I've never been to Disneyland and then afterwards been like, I will die for this place. I will give my life for Mickey and Minnie. Honestly, when I do that joke, I'm a tiny bit worried about like offending a Zionist. I'm 100 times more concerned about offending a Disney person. Not a demographic I want any trouble with. So thankfully this show is not, it's on Zoom, and not, it's one of the perks of Zoom shows is that you're not going to get the shit beat out of you by a Disney fan in the parking lot. That has been all of my time for my stand-up comedy act. What's up?
Yay! Everybody give it up for John. Woo!
That was great.
John, thank you again so much for doing the show. I really appreciate, you doing the show. I think you're a funny guy, so I'm glad you're here. I asked this question to all of my guests, and unfortunately, you are no exception. How are you doing right now?
I'm fine. I don't know. I got some weed. Things are pretty good.
Yeah, there you
I
go.
mean, not really. Things are pretty bad, but
Yeah. Yeah, I personally am having kind of a hard time with all of the people that are like, I'm actually thriving during quarantine. That's cool. I'm glad.
I mean, I
glad
would
for
never
you.
use the word thriving, because I'm not a piece of ad copy for Kaiser Permanente.
That's completely fair. Yeah, I think the best we all can do right now is like fairly hydrated and alive. So I don't know if you stand that way. What kind of you mentioned you've got your weed. That's good. What is your preferred method of weeding?
I go back and forth between bong and like rolling. I don't know. There's a period of quarantine where I finally figured out how to roll a joint.
Wow.
Because I've been smoking weed since I was 14 years old, but what I didn't know is that rolling a joint is like, you literally have to roll it. Like the term roll is literal. You don't just like fold it up like a dumb fucking piece. You don't just like crunch it in your hand. So I finally figured that out. But then I was going through so much weed. It becomes a problem. It's just expensive. It's not as effective.
It's not your ideal method of weed.
I mean, it's fun. It's fun. Honestly, I've come to the realization that I like smoking weed, but I also really just like playing with weed.
Like kind of like Play-Doh,
like grinding it up, picking it apart.
The ritual.
There's a ritual to it, and like you're doing stuff with your hands. I wasn't sure if you were like trying to make shapes out of it. Not unlike a Play-Doh.
I'm not doing like a Reddit like our trees post where I'm like Bob Marley out of weed.
Check it out.
Fucking sick.
I made a weed out of weed. What?
Right.
Yeah. I myself, though I'm not nearly as experienced, and remember, just in case, I'm aware that we are discussing a federal crime. So I've got that in your head. Everybody be cool. You have to let us know if you're a cop. Please sound off if you're a cop in the chat. What was that?
Never mind.
Okay. No, I was gonna say that though I don't have as much history, I guess, behind my weed smoking. I also can't roll a joint, but I love that you've really like dug into crafts for your quarantine experience.
Here's a weed thought I had recently. You know how like when you're smoking weed, you can like corner the bowl? Like you like just...
Oh, yeah.
What if you could do that with cereal?
You just take a little bit out like at a time.
And somehow it's more effective than just torching it, which is the equivalent of just eating cereal regular.
That's a brilliant weed thought. A lot of my weed thoughts are kind of like, maybe this is the reason why I have this issue with my parents. I don't have any fun ones like that. Do you have any other good weed thoughts?
I mean, listen, I'm not trying to I'm not trying to present this as a brilliant... For me, they're just thoughts. Okay.
It's a safe space. Just speak freely. You're welcome here.
I smoke enough weed that I don't think that they're
They're not weed thoughts anymore.
The thing about the cereal was a weed thought because it literally related to weed and also was incredibly stupid.
I thought it was kind of brilliant.
Well, thanks. If anyone asked me to elaborate on it, I would have folded immediately. But luckily that didn't happen.
I won't hit you with too many follow-ups about that. We can move on to something else.
Too many.
So I have questions, but I'll save them for later. We're on a time crunch here. So I know that I don't know, I didn't ask everybody for like their credits or anything, but I know that you have a podcast right now about the Torah called Smite Me. Would you like to speak more on that? Like why you decided to start a podcast about the Torah?
Yeah. Thank you, Austin. He's saying go listen. It's called Smite Me. We read the Torah. It's me and two of my friends who I know from Jewish, and we started Genesis. We started with like Adam and Eve, and we just read a chapter every week, and one of us summarizes it, and we talk about it, and we talk a lot of shit, and like call God a cop and a union buster, which he fucking is, by the way. And yeah, it's fun. It's like educational kind of. Mm-hmm. We're accidentally doing like, it's like a Torah study podcast. Like it's not like we tried to make it cool and edgy and different, but it's kind of just what it is. I'm trying to think of. I'll just give you a little. Okay, you guys all know about Noah's Ark, right? Mm-hmm. You all know about the animals. Do you know about the part between that and then the Tower of Babel? The part where Noah gets naked in his tent, and then one of his sons sees it, and he tells the other sons, and then the other sons do this weird maneuver where they like put a towel on their back and like back up into the tent, like towards the tent, so that they don't have to see their dad's dick, and also nobody else does. And then Noah gets pissed off and like invents slavery. He's like, it's the first we've heard of slavery, and he's like, all of your grandchildren are gonna be slaves. So there's that, and then there's also a bunch of rabbis like pontificating about what it means. Like my favorite from that one is that one of the rabbis said that prior to this, Noah had been attacked by a bear and then immediately like came all over himself. And so he was just kind of working through that. These are like the best minds of. These are like the big rabbis. These aren't like some fringe.
It sounds like Joe Rogan. Like.
It does. We also found a rabbi. I'm going on a lot about this.
No, I don't care. Like this is interesting. I want to hear about it.
So, do you guys know about like Onan? And he's the guy who spilled his seed, and that's why you can never jack off or have.
You can't fuck a butt.
It's the like argument against.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I forget the exact details, but we did an episode on that one, and my friend found some paper by some like yeshiva boy, like some Jewish kid who was like, or like not kid necessarily, but some like student of the good book that said that like, I don't know how they got there, but basically it said that if you need to ejaculate, but you can't for some reason you don't want to like do like jack off, because then you'd be like, that would be sinful somehow. But what you can do is like put warm bread in your booty hole, and that will cause you to ejaculate, and then it will be fine in the eyes of the Lord.
Okay.
I have questions here.
I'll report back next week, everyone.
Yeah, we're gonna bust this myth.
Adam,
I
busted.
What if you put the yeast in there, and then
Is it because
Let
that
it rise.
creates? Is that like a cancel? Like it cancels out because like your butt is warm enough to like perpetuate the yeast or whatever in like the bread, and then because you jerk off, it's like it's Gucci. Like it cancels.
No, you don't jerk off. That's the point.
Oh, you don't jerk off.
I mean, you don't, not in a traditional sense, but if you are putting bread in your butt with the intention of coming, then you just invented a different way of jacking off.
No, yeah, you are fundamentally right. It's just like you're not touching your own penis. Like I imagine he was sitting on like a warm like baguette because of the shape, and that would like
get things going.
Yeah.
Get things
Dude,
going.
that
Get
kid
things to where
rocks.
they get it. Yeah.
For the sake of the show, I think he was definitely at least bar mitzvah age, and I'm pretty sure older even, like probably an adult in the eyes of our society.
Okay, well, that kid still rocks.
That's pretty great. I literally am speechless because I mean, I don't have a prostate or anything, so part of me is just trying to work out like how this would work anyway. But
listen to the podcast, man.
This is an endorsement, I think, of Smite Me. Please, if you're intrigued like I am, I'm gonna boot it up after this because I have questions
on everything. Check us out.
Yes. How are we doing on time, Austin?
It looks.
Yeah, you got like 1 minute.
Oh fuck. Okay.
I mean, I don't. We had the same issue when we recorded the podcast where we were like, "Fuck, I don't think we're gonna top the bread thing." And so that's kind of how I feel right now.
We're not gonna be able to top the bread thing. We will again report back with our findings to see if sticking bread up your ass does make you come. But until then, John, on this show as well as me, checking in with everybody. And sometimes I'm asking about your weed habits, but sometimes I'm not. I will ask a would you rather question to finish up the interview. So you ready? Mm-hmm. Okay. John, would you rather eat a spoonful of Play-Doh or a spoonful of candle wax?
Play-Doh. Because the enemy I've eaten Play-Doh, folks.
Me too.
I think because it's like kind of it's like kind of salty, and the candle wax would be
soapy.
Yeah, it wouldn't be good.
Thanks, Teal.
Play-Doh would be good.
Play-Doh certainly would, I think.
You made the right choice.
Better. Yeah, we've all been 3 years old before. Everybody, please give it one more time up to John Alcabes. Everybody, give it up. Woo! Thank you again for being on the show, John. Folks, we're going to... Yeah, of course. Folks, we're gonna keep on moving ahead. Hooray. We've got our next comedian. She's a dear pal of mine, a lovely lady, and she's gonna stun you with some science shit that you've never been hit with before. Please, everybody, give it up for Alissa Lindquist.
Woo!
I can't hear it, but yeah. Hello, everyone. My name's Alissa. Damn pleased to meet you. And I have some issues. Let's get started. For one of my biggest things is I've almost exclusively only lived with all white roommates, which isn't a problem. I love my friends. It's just you start to play this new game called Keep the Occult Shit Out of Your Fucking House. It's a struggle. And I can't go antiquing. I love antiquing. I'll go with my roommate. We'll get there and she'll be like, Alissa, look at this. Look at this mirror. It'd be so good in our living room. Bitch, the mirror is bleeding. That's what antique mirrors do. And, My luck, I have an attic door in my fucking bedroom. I'm not going to touch it. I know better. I've seen this movie. Doesn't end well for me. But in the middle of the night, I'll hear her scratching at my door. Alissa, let me in. Let's go check it out. There's treasure in there. I know it. Oh, I refuse. I refuse. Not just because of the demons that could get into my house, but mainly the fact that we would have to call a medium. That is my biggest fear. Because I don't want a medium to come in here and just connect with people and look me dead in the face and be like, Alissa, I'm getting is your grandmother desperately begging you to stop masturbating. That's all I'm hearing. It's screams. And I don't need that energy in my life. I don't. I'm stressed out. I don't know if you can hear them, but my cats are screaming at me. I love them. I've got to. And they're sweet babies. They are. They actually will do this cute thing where they'll wake me up in the middle of the night if I'm having a nightmare. And it's so kind. They'll wake me up. They'll do their little biscuits. And it's just like, oh, thank you. And they seem to do this every time my heart rate is elevated. So maybe I should listen to my grandmother because I need my cats to get off of me when I'm trying to get off. Here's another fun thing about me is I have started to have my starting my period a lot more at home now. Thank you, COVID. It's awful. I would go out and it always came when I was in a cute outfit and I was really feeling myself, and it could sense that joy and it would shoot it down. And you would think that this is great for me, but it isn't. It's actually awful because I made a huge mistake. I accidentally left my bathroom door open, and my cats followed me in. And they saw me changing my tampon.
Oh no.
And I've never seen a cat's eyes dilate so fast when they saw that string. They're dive bombing my crotch all night. I'm afraid to wear skirts in my own house. And God help me, now I can't have men over. The hospital visit. I don't want to explain that. No one needs that. No one. I feel like we're close now, so I can tell you some incriminating shit I've done. It's not really incriminating, actually. I used to live in Missouri, and the job I had there before I moved out here, I decided that the best thing I could do is send out a big fuck you email to everyone in the company before I left. And I mean, I already had the reference, so it was done. So it's fine. But, it's the South. You've got to talk to these people a certain way or they're not going to understand what you're saying. So if you'd like, I'd like to read you a little bit of that email I sent out. Mm-hmm. All right. My dearest Pantheon, it is hard here on the front, and I'm sad to report that I can no longer persevere. Like many others who work here, I've been up for 15 hours straight and have lost a leg. And although the medical miracle that is morphine did keep me going for quite some time, I'm sad to report it is no longer keeping me going. So I beg you, please pay your employees more, even though I know this is falling upon deaf ears. And with the greatest sorrow, I must bid you adieu. Your soldier, Alissa, General First Class. P.S. Please do not contact me. Guys, they contacted me.
No.
They contacted me after that. And I don't know if I got to go General Sherman on their ass, but it might have to happen. It's bad. You guys need to know your history. Learn about the Civil War. All right. Well, you know what? I'm a biologist, and I end every set with a fun animal fact, and you guys are going to get your fun animal fact.
Yay!
Yay! The reason I'm in black and white today is because this animal fact is about ostriches. And ostriches, when they find a human hot, they'll do their mating dance for them. And I know about you, but if someone came up to me and did this, I'd be all over him. They would put that number. Oh, that's it. I'm bored. I'm just bad at this. I'm done. I can't think of anything to say. I'm so sorry. I love you all and you're great.
Yay!
I can't top fucking bread and butt. I can't do it.
That's fair. Guys, give it up for Alissa. That was great. There have been so many sets that I've done, and I'm sure you've done as well, where you're like just kind of like 3,000 yard stare. You're like, I can't do this anymore. Goodbye.
I'm done.
I'm done. We're done here.
Yeah.
I have to go smoke outside. I can't fucking do this anymore.
No.
No, I can't, and I won't. I can't, and I will not. Alissa, you are no exception to the introductory question. How are you doing right now?
Oh, and my anxiety is through the roof, and I specifically do not have my Fitbit on for that exact purpose. I know right now would be telling me I'm doing cardio. 100%. I was standing. You all saw. It would be
like, hey, I think you need to have a glass of water. Like, you
go to a hospital. It just screams at you. It's like, get help.
Have you been doing jumping jacks this entire time? Yeah. No, I haven't. I'm just alive currently. Yeah. Nah, again, like I was saying to John, like, just the people that are like, oh, I'm thriving right now. Big ol' fuck you. Some of us are just we are trying our best, and that needs to be celebrated. I think everybody froze.
Yes.
There we go. Yeah.
Did they? I see them all moving.
Oh no, I think everybody froze on my end. My bad. Technology, isn't it great? So not to bring the mood down, but you are you said that you have stated before, just in human conversation, that you are a biologist and you do, I think, focus on viruses right now.
Yes.
I would love your spicy take on, like, we here in the Bay Area, for folks that are not in the Bay Area, but I think most of California is currently going back to that, having a little sip of that shelter in place again. What are your thoughts on that from a science-y point of view? And then from a comedic point of view.
You see this? It was so easy. Why didn't you listen? Oh, why didn't you listen? We had so many things we told you to do. Just move out. Stay inside. Oh my God, it's so infuriating. How hard is it to wash hands? We all learned. I've got 30 fucking songs we could sing right now. All 20 seconds, we all could have washed our hands to it. It's been bad. It's been very stressful. On top of everything else, it's just like being a Black woman and a scientist and having to listen to people tell you don't matter and also your science isn't good. You just want to burn everything down.
Yes!
But you don't do that.
No.
You stay calm, you talk to people, you try to explain that it's not hard to put on a mask over your nose. It's like, my glasses fog up. Move your glasses. Just move.
Get contacts.
Get contacts. I don't fucking care. Just keep other people safe. This might have not been a good subject. I'm actually.
Are you starting? Am I raising your blood pressure? I can't. Fuck! I fucked this up. I'm sorry.
No,
sorry.
It's fine. It's great. Actually, 2 of my coworkers are in here right now, which is funny to me. But we do not work with this virus. We work with a different kind of virus.
What flavor of virus is that?
Computer.
Computer. Only computer.
Very nice.
And none of us have downloaded Norton. What will we do?
Let's find out. Yeah, I apologize. It's a very stressful thing, but like you seem to be, the person to definitely ask about that. But I know that there are a lot of, I have already anticipated a lot of fellow comedians, I should say, that are going to get kind of pissy about doing this all over again. So, since you are both a science and a comedy, like it would be, you're the perspective I want to hear.
Yeah, I've been indoors. I went to what I've been affectionately calling FauciCon, which was it was a meet and greet sort of. It was ASGCT. It's just science stuff. But they had a thing completely around COVID, and they just were showing research data, like why bats are a vector, all this. Dr. Fauci gave the headline speech, so to speak. And it was a fun thing for me to see. I got to learn a lot about just this virus in particular. But it's not like this information isn't out there for people. And oh, thank you, Cynthia. But people just don't want to, they don't want to look any deeper. They'll see one thing, they'll see one story, and it'll be like, oh, it didn't, well, this person didn't get sick when they didn't wear a mask, so obviously none of us have to. It's all just the big lizard shadow government that's all working as a unit for some reason around the world. I don't know. I don't get it. No one's that coordinated. No one here has ever been a project manager is what I'm hearing every time I hear that.
I was also going to say that lizards are notoriously solitary, so the idea that they're working together is
ridiculous.
That doesn't fucking check out with my math.
That dog don't bark.
That dog won't bark nor bite.
The dog's a lizard.
Oh, man.
Well, let's talk about something that's not going to keep bumming you and honestly everybody else.
Everyone else. Yeah, you're welcome.
Might be. Alissa, you are rocking some fantastic makeup. I love that as somebody who also enjoys doing it up big. Big fan. What is your favorite category of makeup? Like, you an eyeshadow gal, you a lipstick gal, you really into the eyebrows. Like, what is your this is what I'm gonna pay attention to.
I honestly like to cover my whole face in makeup, but not to look pretty, but to look like monsters. Like this year for Halloween, I painted myself as a terrifying pumpkin. I went to work like that. I made a kid cry on my way into work. I was feeling it. I was just like, yes. He pointed, screamed. I saw it in the car, and their mom tried to calm him down. And I was like, I won today. This is what I needed.
Even if I didn't win the costume contest, this is big.
I did win the costume contest.
I know. I was paying attention to your Facebook.
Thank you. You're sweet. Mwah.
That's what I do. I love to Facebook stalk people. Nope. That's not a thing.
Big yes.
But so you're just do everything and anything, because that pumpkin
it's more of a
look
face paint thing. Yeah, it's more like I want to paint my face into something different. I want to completely transform it into something cool, and this is just practice for me.
That's good.
To get I don't know, murder pumpkin.
I would love to morph into this one day.
Yeah.
Just murder pumpkin time. So what I guess is, because you've also discussed the I know that you're big into the animal facts. Yeah. I love them personally because I love trivia like that, and I also enjoy science and weird shit. What I guess would be the animal fact that you've told, because like I said, you do close it out, use it to close out your act. What would be the one that catches the most people off guard?
Oh geez. I guess I have a couple that are one that always people are just like, what the hell? And then the other one that's really heavy on the science, and then everyone comes in at the end and they're just like, ah! So I'll give you the what the hell one. A male octopus, one of their legs is called the hectocotylus. It's actually their penis. And when they see a lady they like, they rip it off and throw it at her. So dick pics could be a lot worse.
Oh my god. What happens if it misses?
Oh no, she'll pick it up and she'll either eat it or use it. You gotta eat.
I mean,
I'm snacking.
sure. That's like getting really clever with a hot dog.
That's how Costco makes them cheap.
Get it, girl.
Yeah, you're like,
Yes,
I'm
queen.
so lonely, and I get a drink and a hot dog for $1.50. So.
Bam, bam, bam.
Bam, bam, bam. I have pulled up the pumpkin picture on my phone. Let's see if my camera will capture the beauty of this.
Wow, that's very good.
Yeah,
Thank
I will
you.
go ahead and
Thanks.
spot. Let me spotlight this real quick. This is for
My hair
everybody.
was
This
green.
is follow Alissa on social media. Here's her beautiful picture.
I post
Alissa, I
sometime.
think we are running out of time.
As is the way.
As as it is wont to do on this show. And so we're going to go ahead and finish up your interview with a good old classic, Would You Rather. You ready?
Yes.
Okay. Alissa, would you rather have tree bark for skin or snake skin that you shed weekly?
Oh. What color is the snake skin?
I'm gonna say that it is. Let's keep it simple. Corn snake.
Oh, there's so many different colors of corn snake.
Fuck.
Oh my god, there's so many.
Rattlesnake. Just a
Okay,
regular.
I get the rattle? I'm sorry.
In this scenario, yes, you do get the rattle. But if you were to be a tree bark, you would have leaves for hair.
That's kind of beautiful.
I've always wanted to be an ant. My cat's name is Gandalf. Like, but I want to be a snake. I want to rattle because when I twerk, my butt would go. Shh.
But they don't make that. But they don't make that noise with their. They make the noise with their mouth. They don't.
What?
The rattles are hollow on the end of the snakes. They don't make the.
But some of the some rattlesnakes no longer have an effective rattle sound. It's getting bred out of them. We'll talk about this later.
We're gonna have to talk about this later. So
I need
what's
to
the?
know.
Are you going snake? Or are you going tree?
Oh fuck! I'm going ant.
All right, there we go. Everybody,
Yay.
please give it up for future ant, future plant person, current poison ivy, Alissa Lindquist. Everybody, woo!
Woo! Yay!
All right, folks, it's that time of the evening where I check to make sure my eyebrows are looking great. Done. All right, now to the next part, which is asking you all for money. Hey guys, it's me, Adriana, and gotta be honest, I would like to pay people during this holiday season because I value them and I value their time. And one way we can make that happen to feed a starving artist is if you tip people. You can send tips to the Venmo, which Austin, I would appreciate it if you dropped it in the chat.
I
It
will.
is at Adriana McCain, just my name without the space. There we go, Austin. Throw a couple bucks our way. We would really appreciate it. And by we, I mean me, because I am only working 24 hours this week, and I would, again, like to be able to pay people. Working at Costco, believe it or not, is not the moneymaker you think it is. Also, I got a job at Costco, so yay for me. Anywho, it would be muchly appreciated. The arts are always something that should be sticking around. And yeah, the end of spiel. Thank you. You don't get a tote bag, unfortunately, but maybe one day you will. Folks, are you ready for your headliner? Because I think I am. I would really like to stop talking. And I would like to hear the wonderful workings of one Clay Newman. So everybody, please give it up for Clay.
Thank you, Adriana. This is lovely. I've been having a lot of fun watching the show. It's always fun being on the same show as John because I look like what would happen if John just got real into cocaine. That is... It's like, John, you're so close. If you just went the other direction, if you let weed just open that gateway, you'd be here, buddy. You'd be right here in the murder garage, which is where I am now. This is, by the way, the tipping is important. Adriana was right. This car is running, and I will not open the garage door until we at least hit $200 in tips. So this is up to you. We can have fun tonight or not. I'm rooting for fun, but I'm not in charge anymore. I love being on the same show with Alissa because I think I know animals. I think I'm chock full of animal facts, but I would love to just get myself a bottle of whiskey and then see how many of the animal facts I know are just lies my brain told me because I'm too high to remember old episodes of The Crocodile Hunter. Like I went in deep, I watched Jeff Corwin. I cared about animals. That's I really like when I was a child, I wanted to do one of two things. I wanted to be on Saturday Night Live or be Steve Irwin. And I think Jeff Corwin was just a sad version of both of those things. I hope you guys are doing well. I hope you're staying healthy during this weird and trying time, not just physically, but mentally. It's hard to remember that part. Sometimes you get angry in 2020. It creeps in. You think you're having a good day. You're walking the dog. It's beautiful out. The sun is shining. And then all of a sudden, you're on one knee on a city block, just anger whispering, if you smell one more fucking bush, I swear on the squeaky bee, you will never walk again. It's not his fault. He's a good boy. The anger creeps in. I've been trying to entertain myself. I've been trying to be better. I've been watching documentaries. I thought that would make me smarter, more interesting. I'm just angry now. I'm just angry. It doesn't help. I'm angry about shit that isn't relevant anymore. I'm 33 years old. I don't need to be this mad about Harry Truman. It doesn't help. I'm not more interesting. That's not fun at parties. I hate giraffes now. That's new. Never had a problem with them before. Never had any strong feelings towards them one way or the other. But the one day I'm watching Animal Planet and giraffes are on, and I'm just fuming. I'm just so mad. Here's what happened. I watched giraffes drink water, and it just set me off. It pissed me off so much. They can't even reach. They can't even reach. It's pathetic. It's like a drunk white lady in heels trying to pick up her phone after she dropped it. It's just all wobbly knees. You're worried about her ankles. I hate it. Now I don't mean to show so much disrespect. They are the tallest mammal on earth. That's true. They can reach the tops of trees. Giraffes can. But you know what? What else could reach the tops of trees? Fucking birds. Monkeys. So many animals can get to the top of a tree. Pick the hardest way. I've got 15 minutes and 13 of them are about giraffes. So I hope this picks up a little bit. We had you at the beginning. We're tailing off. Not one sports franchise named the Giraffes. All right, we'll move on. So I'm out here in the garage. It's not the best setup. But honestly, even if I had a green screen with my computer, it can't render my Jufro. Technology isn't there to be able to get this. I look like the first ever Jewish anime character whenever I try to do green screen. So I just embrace the garage, It's fun. I'm glad the car is here because if you can't see the car, this is for sure a murder basement. It's not a garage anymore.
Oh,
it's not a good vibe. It's like it looks like I'm going to be passing lotion out to everybody in the show. Is kind of the vibe that the garage gets. It's a little Silence of the Lambs. It looks like I practice jokes with my dick tucked between my legs, just putting lipstick on, going, "I think I'm funny." So the real reason, if you're curious, the real reason I'm out in the garage is this year. I didn't mean for it to happen. And in February of this year, I decided it's time for Clay to go to LA, baby. Hollywood, here I come. You need one more comedian, and I am it. And I decided before I moved to LA, which is a difficult financial decision, I'd make a quick pit stop at my grandpa's house, stay there for a month or two, make sure he had some good food to eat, maybe clean up a little, and then the world ended. So I'm still here. And this is still the one room in the house where you can't hear Fox News coming in from the living room. So this is my happy place now. This is where I go. It's not all Fox. We have a couple compromises, some things we both like. My personal favorite is Law and Order SVU.
Mm-hmm.
He gets to see minorities get arrested. I get to see Ice-T try to act. It's a lot of fun. Questions come up. It's true. He's been watching that show for years without me here. And now all of a sudden I'm here, a young person who can answer these questions. Have you ever had to explain to your grandpa what a bottom bitch is? You have to. It's your job as the younger generation. He needs to know the answers. I didn't want to be condescending. Like I wasn't going to explain what a prostitute was. He's been in the war. Like but how do you tell an 87-year-old what a bottom bitch is? I thought about it. I just told him, Grandpa, some bitches work harder than others. And if you're a bitch with enough gumption, you can bitch your way to the top, at which point you become the bottom bitch, which is confusing. I'll grant you that. That is confusing as far as how they set that up. And then he thought about it for a second. He kind of processed it, and he looked at me, and he said, "You'll never be a bottom bitch." I'm like, oh, God damn it. You're right. That's why I'm living with you. I'm not bottom bitch material. I'm not going to lie and say it's been easy. It's been like a genuinely challenging year for that reason, having to change my life to live with an 87-year-old man. But there's been perks. There have been things that I didn't expect that have greatly impacted my life for the better. Namely, the shower chair. Oh. Y'all got a shower chair in your life? If you don't, are you living? That's my question. I love it. It's the best ever. I thought back on it. I think before the shower chair, I had never actually cleaned the lower half of my body. It's so far away. You gonna clean your feet when you're standing? How? I don't remember anymore. What are you gonna bend over, lift one? That's how accidents happen, people. Oh, I love the shower chair. I'm spick and span these days. I feel great. And we talked about getting angry. I put it to you. What better place to be sad than the shower chair? The shower chair, oh man, bathtub, you think you got depression figured out, but shower chair, you could pull a thinker in there. You can really, that's the next level shit. You can still have candles, but you could also install a cup holder. Like there's so much more you can do with the shower chair. Cut a hole in the middle to poop through. I'm not going to tell you how to live. Take a sip, take a shit, push it through the drain with your toes. You know how to shower chair. I'm not smart enough to install a cup holder. But I'm genuinely considering cutting a hole in that shower chair. Like not to poop through. I'm not a monster. Alexa, I see you judging me there. I just didn't realize, like, at a certain point, there's one part of me and my grandpa that's not getting clean, and that's our balls. There is a gross oversight in shower chair technology. I don't think it was made to be shared necessarily. I'm just going taint to taint with Gramp Cramp, but that's not what I signed up for. Some of you in the medical field, you're like, yeah, they tell you not to do that. Never go taint to taint. Just gonna cut a hole in the middle, let things dangle. It'll be fun. Reenact that scene from Casino Royale. Just take a soap on the rope. Just I love that joke because it's too far for some and too specific for everybody else. Nobody is left enjoying that joke except for me. And I can't even act it out like I want to because my microphone's too shitty. If I did the actual joke, it would break. I do think, and I don't know why I didn't think this before. Quarantine made me realize it. COVID made me realize it. Every comedian needs to have their own personalized microphone. I believe that. Like, just have your own fucking microphone. Have you ever smelled a microphone at the end of a comedy show? It's disgusting.
Bless.
Just bring your own. It'd be great. Put your initials in there, a fucking eagle on the side if you're a dick, whatever you want to do. Like, and so many comedians are like, oh man, what are you going to tell comedians to spend $30 on a microphone? We can't spend $30 on a microphone. Fucking meet a drummer. You tell that to a drummer and then you complain. If you're a drummer, you have $700 worth of equipment, a room to yourself, and neighbors that hate you. And you're going to complain about buying a microphone. Insensitive. Also, big perk of this time, I look great from here to here. Who knew? This like Zoom with my shitty camera is perfect for my features. I've never looked better than excluding this part. Like, it is perfect. It has been, oh my God. Alyssa, is there a species of bear that finds out how to eat while hibernating? Because that's what I've been doing. I'm storing and hibernating at the same time, and it's not a good combination.
Sun bear.
Like, I'm preparing not for a virus, but for a flood. Like, I'm just getting ready to float, I think is what. That was the apocalypse I prepared for. What's fun and scary about going last at a show is you can see exactly how many people started at your set and how many people were there at the end. That is like, normally at a comedy club, it's so dark you can't tell people leave. But now tonight, I'm like, oh, only 4 of Elissa's coworkers liked me. That wasn't great. But I do love these times. I love the heckles that come from Zoom. They're new and interesting heckles. They're less menacing because they're not on purpose. It's just all people who don't know they're mic'd, but sometimes they're even meaner than the menacing one. I've heard you suck. I've heard next, which is lazy. What I had never heard before at a live show was this. Huh? I don't know. It's a comedy show, I guess. Not really. That was the deepest heckle you could ever get. We all had time to think about it, and I'm so upset that it was funnier than anything I had said during my set. He was right. He was absolutely right. Well, the worst thing about doing comedy on Zoom is this tease of the safety net of time. A lot of times as a comedian, you never know when that light's going to come. But when you perform on Zoom, it's right there. You just look down at your phone and it says it's 9:10, but I smoke weed. And so when I do that, I think, oh, it's 9:10. What the fuck does that mean? 9:10. When did I start? God, I hope it was 10 to 15 minutes ago, but it must have been. So I'm going to call that time.
That's all good.
Woo!
All right, guys, give it up for Clay. Oh, Clay, again, thank you for doing this show. Like everybody else, how are you doing right now?
I'm okay. It's fine. It took till late November to get my first real case of the coronavirus SANS. So I feel like I had a good run. Like, I snapped out of it quickly because I'm like, I made it to November before I was like not so dumb to realize this is awful.
I'm severely impressed. Like, for the first 2 weeks, I was crying once a day minimum.
I moved to Southern California and I have a tan now, and I'll take a little victory. That's just a tiny step in the right direction of health.
Yeah, that's good. You're getting that vitamin D. It's just bleaching away your sad, like, beach toys left in the sun for too long. That's very important. I think that's great. That actually honestly explains why Trump was like, hey, just put sunshine into your body, you'll live. So
that's his idea of what poor people do for pleasure. It's just like, just go look at the sun, poor people, then you'll feel better.
Yeah, just stand outside for 15 hours. You're gonna be great.
Staring at eclipse. I like it.
Yeah, he did that. I think that's the most like I really don't know how anybody decided. Maybe it's because we as a media consuming country have an attention span that lasts, like 15 seconds on a good day. But I am kind of astounded that people saw that he looked directly into a solar eclipse and people still voted for him.
Adriana, nobody even cried fake news. Like nobody even said like that was from a different day. They're like, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Like I can see him staring at that.
Yeah, he did do that, huh? It is pretty insane. So you are a fellow Zoom comedy person. Again, I didn't ask anybody for their credits, but you do host another comedy show, correct?
Yeah. There's a show on Thursdays called Prompt Night, which is prom themed based like depending on if we have time to dress up before the show. Sometimes I'm just wearing this, but with a clip-on bow tie. But have you guys? I don't know if you've ever seen the show. There's a show on, I believe it was Comedy Central, where the idea was it was called Set Lists. Stand up without a net, and comedians would get these prompts and they would have to riff on it. They would have to pretend it was their joke, and we stole that show. So that's our show now. We don't make enough money for them to call us on it. In fact, all the proceeds go to charity, which justifies us telling stupid jokes in this awful time. It makes us feel a little bit better for it. Every week is the headliner's pick, and that's how we get better headliners than we should, is we convince them that instead of paying them, we can make them feel better about themselves, because we could raise $72 for ACLS.
Oh, that's nice. That's great. We don't do that on this show. We openly disdain. No, I don't.
Adriana actually pockets all the money.
I do. How do you think
We
I
were
got this
specifically
green
told
screen?
we're not getting paid.
No, it's you literally every show that is like, we're donating to charity, we're doing this one this week, we're donating to this. I'm like, you guys are so great. I'm not going to do that. I just
Well, what's rough is like it's a comedy show. Some do better than others, and it looks like we care more about charity than others. So I like for a couple months I posted what charities we donated to and what charities we didn't, and it's like, man, these guys hate ACLU. They donated $23 to the ACLU, and it wasn't their fault. We just had a mediocre headliner with a good cause that week.
Yeah, like we love rights. We didn't like this guy. Sorry.
Yeah. But we do better with the more specific ones. When it's ACLU, it's like too vague. But when I'm like, buy a turkey for the Henderson family who's sad and in Los Angeles, then they show up. So it's a more fun show.
I mean, it makes it so much more personal. You could have done something being like, we're going to donate to the ACLU of Northern California. Boom. That'll definitely win folks over. Who doesn't like Northern California? Southern California. Sorry, I forgot.
Well, I like the smaller ones too because they don't send me mail afterwards.
That's good. They don't have your info. They cannot send somebody to your house. So as somebody who does like Zoom comedy, how do you feel like a lot of comedians, again, we're getting inside baseball for the audience, so enjoy. Batter up. What is the what are the perks to Zoom comedy? Because a lot of people like to shit on it. Like a lot of other comedians hate it. And unfortunately, but fortunately for you and I, that's going to be their only option for the next month.
I mean, I've worn pants like 4 times since the middle of March, so that is definitely a perk in my books. It is like a well-known comedy faux pas that you can't bring shorts or sandals onto a stage.
Mm-hmm.
And the handful of live shows I've done, I've forgotten like a monster. I just show up like with my little flower shorts and I'm just like, I'm ready now. I came from the beach where I'm allowed to be.
Yeah. Any activity that doesn't require pants is automatically like one of the best. Sex, swimming, walking
It's a
around
short
in
list.
the sunshine. There's actually a lot of times where shorts are not appropriate.
Activities where you don't need pants are good. Activities where you should have pants but don't, not great.
Not great. Doesn't work out super great for you, huh?
No.
No great. So you've also discussed a lot about showers. How do you feel about shower beers?
Well, yeah, I'm so on board. Fuck it. Like,
we've got Luis getting very excited. I apologize. I'm going to step in here. Luis, why are you so excited about shower beers right now? Please unmute.
There is no other way to take a shower.
You're an alcoholic. Please mute yourself.
Yeah, I was like,
I'm Luis with a perm, basically. Like, me and Luis are the same people.
Oh, that's beautiful. I love when two souls can meet in this special way. You are pro. We've got Luis repping.
Cheers, brother.
Cheers.
Oh yeah, man. Cheers.
There you go.
They do rock. They're like a specific kind of refreshing.
They are.
So I came up with this rule, and technically it's my mom's. This is a family recipe. You're allowed to start drinking once you start cooking dinner. That's the rule. So if like you're slow cooking, fucking have a day. If you got a pot roast going, that's your Wednesday.
Damn.
I think that's actually really safe, because if you are day drinking, I don't think you should be that close to a stove. So
it's plug in cooking items only. Like, that is crucial if you're drinking.
Yes, that way you are not going to burn the house down. I think that is very important.
I did just though. So I have been drinking, but I've also been cooking a lot, and I got myself an electric wok. And like, it's been an adventure. It's been a lot of fun. I also just have like a hentai worth of fucking oil burns, just because like drunk people shouldn't be walking. That's not that's not a great cooking material for you. Stick to pans. Like, pans are safe. You could cover them.
Pans are safe. I think
soup is good.
Soup. I think the like best appliance for drunk cooking is always going to be the microwave.
That's true. That's fair.
You can't, unless you do not realize that you're putting metal in there, like, guaranteed every time you're going to be fine. You're not going to be great. Nobody's ever had a microwave meal that's great.
There's like, within the category of alcoholic cooking, there's like a 5-star chef that can really work a toaster oven. Like, if you got one of the small ones, you can really just make a mean sandwich happen with very little leftovers.
Yeah, I haven't been drinking too much, so I haven't really enjoyed that part of the pandemic as much. But how much would you say, this is not an intervention, how much would you say that
I can log out anytime?
That's true. You do have the ability to leave. I cannot stop you. I don't want to walk you during your own interview, though. No, I mean, like, did you ever go through a period where you're like, fuck it, we're just rocking beers every hour on the hour, I don't have anywhere to be, we're not allowed outside?
There was definitely a level of freedom that came with not driving anywhere, but then I'm just drunk at my grandpa's house, and that is it's like a high floor, low ceiling game, basically, where I may as well drink a little, but there's no point in drinking a lot.
I did forget for a second that is it's an unfortunate slant, I guess, to your quarantine experience. Not that you hanging out with your grandpa's like that or anything, but yeah, you can't, when there's somebody who's like a fall risk every time that they like exist, it's not ideal to be drunk around that.
It's not even that fun. It's more just like, I'd share a beer with him, but then he gets a gout flare up. Ugh, boring.
That's completely fair. What would you say is your skincare routine?
Well, I try to moisturize after showers, especially now that it's cooled down and I don't just sweat profusely because I'm not used to SoCal. I have like, especially after living in San Francisco for like 15 years, I have just like skin cancer's just favorite meal right now. Like, I'm just this delicious treat to melanoma living in a place that is sunshine all the time. So, yeah, I just try to be careful.
It's good. Are you trying to keep up on those SPFs?
I try to. It helps that I'm super hairy. Like, this part is generally pretty covered.
It's just shade.
Yeah. I just got a natural umbrella.
That's pretty solid. Are you the type to wash your face in the shower?
Oh yeah, I like a good apricot scrub.
Oh my gosh, you're answering all the wrong things. I'm sorry. There are correct answers here, Clay, and
honestly, like, I'm surprised you're asking me. Like, other than my joke, nothing about this says like this guy knows what a shower looks like.
Look, it's one of the things that I find, like, interesting. Like, what do you do to your face to like keep, just for people in general, not just
so my main thing, because my hair is the way it is, like, it's so fucking curly. If I don't take a shower every day and put conditioner in every day and comb in that conditioner every fucking day, I have dreadlocks like immediately. Like, shit gets gnarly immediately. I go to a ball game and put a hat on, it's over. Like, I'm in a sad white Rasta man.
What you got to do is you just got to rock the visor. That's what visors, I think, were probably invented for.
I have some, like, since I'm pretty much back home now, I grew up down here, I got to go pick up a bunch of my old stuff for my dad, and I have visors, but they all say like Mountain Dew on them or Big Dog. Like,
that rocks.
Actually, those you should wear those because those sound incredible.
I'll attract like a handful of hipsters, but a lot of rednecks is the problem.
Which is a cool crossover demographic.
Yeah, it's called,
my life.
And it's called Austin Blaylock. So you
like, I love a good high quality coffee, and I would love to ride away from that on an ATV. Like,
Austin, you are a classic hip neck.
Hip neck.
Classic hip neck.
Or that's a little better than Redster, I think.
Yeah. Yeah. It sounds too much like Red Scare.
Or just like Reddit for people that were sad about not being able to be more racist on Reddit.
Please no.
That's fantastic. Clay, I'm trying to think of what else I want to hear from you. So, you just start talking. I don't know anymore. What TV show would you say was probably the biggest influence on you as a kid?
That's a great question.
Honestly, it's somewhere between. I'm trying to think of what my favorite comedy is, because it's mostly Crocodile Hunter, but my humor that's probably SNL. Like, SNL, just because like I got to do it. Like, I got to watch SNL because my dad would just buy like 4-year-old VHS highlights of seasons, and like that was my experience. So I didn't have to watch, Big Bad Voodoo Daddy do their music act and waste 7 minutes of my life after that in commercial breaks. Like, I got to do SNL the expedited way with all the good stuff.
My family had a DVD from, it must have been like 2006 or 7, that like just my brother and I wore like a ring around it just because we watched it so often. So I definitely feel you on that. It's expedited. It's got all of the best Weekend Update jokes that you're not gonna have to sit through any of the stinkers.
Somewhere between that and the movie Blazing Saddles, I think was like, that was the most wear and tear I put on VHSs.
And you know what? Worthy recipients of that. Clay, we are running out of time, but we're going to go ahead and on this show with our headliners, we like to do a Would You Rather speed round. So I'm going to be saying a bunch of Would You Rathers. I want you to answer. I don't want your reasonings. We're just trying to, like, let's fucking run through these because I want to know what you think, but not why you think it. Are you down?
Let's do it.
Okay, fuck yeah. Austin, please put 60 United States seconds onto the clock.
You got it.
And let me know when you want to go. Awesome.
Is that me? Oh, okay,
Wait,
whenever.
Okay. Fuck it. Let's just start. All right, and go. Would you rather pee a little every time you laugh or sneeze every time you sit?
I sneeze every time I sit.
Would you rather have a conversation with your past self or your future self?
My future self. What the fuck did I do in the past?
Would you rather drink a cup of hot dog water or eat a plate of rotten eggs?
Ooh, hot dog water. I can put hot dogs in it.
Would you rather pee sweat or sweat pee?
Oh, sweat pee. I hate being near people at the gym.
Would you rather be famous or rich?
Yeah, rich. Who needs to be famous?
Okay. Would you rather pay a quarter every time you swear or every time you laugh?
Oh, fuck that. Every time I swear, I guess.
Eat a spoonful of wasabi or eat a spoonful of sriracha?
Give me that sriracha.
All right. High five an octopus or fist bump a turtle?
Wow, both sound so fun. I guess the turtle.
All right. Would you rather drink only hot coffee or iced coffee?
Iced coffee.
Okay. Would you rather fight 100
Time.
duck-sized horses? I'm gonna finish this one anyway. Would you rather fight 100 duck-sized horses or one horse-sized duck?
Ducks have one of the more aggressive mating rituals of all time. And if they are horse size with their big old corkscrew penis, I'm not dealing with it. I'm fucking up those tiny little horses.
There we go. Everybody, please, once again, give it up for
I got
Clay
you,
Newman!
Alissa. Oh man, me and Alissa just formed a new podcast where we talk about horrible animal facts.
I think
Oh my
that
god!
this is,
Wow.
this is something important, and please subscribe now. It will be available on Spotify.
It's
and
called
Apple
Clay
Podcasts.
Lisa until we come up with something better.
Whew,
Oh.
that's wonderful. All right, everybody, we've reached the end of the show. Whatever. Thank you so much for watching. I appreciate each and every one of you. Please, let's also give it up once again for John Alcabes. Let's give it up for Alissa Lindquist. Let's give it up for your headliner, Clay Newman. Thank you again so much for being on this show. I appreciate it. And again, for everybody that's tuned in, I appreciate the hell out of you too. Thanks so much. We're going to have another show for you next week. And get ready because we have a holiday special coming up for you on the 18th. And it's going to be our last show of the year because then, we've got time off for Christmas and whatever. But tune in for that and more info for that. Feel free to follow us on social media at OK So Like Comedy. Follow everybody else that's been on this show on their social medias if they want, because I'm not going to put those words in their mouth. But that's it. Thanks so much. Get home safe. I love you very much. Bye.